Yo, what's up guys? We are back on Pokemon Short. I'm finally for week 7 of the ITL and finally for another ITL video. I couldn't record these last 3 weeks as you know, if you watched my update video, because like disconnects happened and cleft happened and another disconnect happened when I tried to save a battle video and shit like that. But I'm now 4-2 in the league. And this is week 7 where we face the Wisconsin Weezing and their coach Mega Aselgor or Shiny Heracross or whatever you want to call him. Has like a bunch of names on Twitter and on YouTube. Very very cool guy. Actually the only guy in the league who breeds all his mons, so gotta respect him for that. Obviously, he was a playoff team last year, last season actually. He did pretty well in the regular season last season. He beat me actually when we played in a very close game in my opinion, but um, like he definitely put in the work for me, not gonna lie, like it could have been a bigger win for him because like his Blasters absolutely destroyed me, brought offensive Blasters, which I didn't prep at all for, so very cool set on his part, like AV max special attack, which 2 KO'd my entire squad last season, so that was kinda dumb. This season actually doesn't do too well, he's like 1-5 right now, but that is partly because a little hacks happened. I think he won like one or two. He lost like 1 or 2 close games, where he like could have gone his way, but he didn't like. It could have been 3-2 or 2-3 at least, or 3-3. I don't know. Like he's 1-5 now. We're facing him. Could have gotten some wins here and there. He has a very cool draft, as you will see. Now I just like put it in here because I don't want to reveal my first heat set that I bring. Here's the Mega Houndoom, the Excadrill, the Slowbro, the Snorlax, the Raikou, Kyurem, Trevenant, Sudowoodo, Lucario, Gardevoir, Yanmega. Obviously he's still in the cut here. Shout out to CTC, that bars were sick. It's very cool team as you can see. Brings packs some heat. Mega Houndoom is a threat, so is Yanmega, regular Gardevoir, Lucario, Trevenant. Like he drafted a really cool squad. Definitely very chill. But as you can see, it only has like what I like directly saw when I prepped. It only has one form of hazard control that is a spinner, and that is actually walled by my Mega Sableye. So I definitely will bring hazard setting plus Mega Sableye to be this extra drill. Besides that, he has a lot of specially offensive threats in Raikou, Kyurem, Mega Houndoom, Gardevoir, even Lucario could potentially be especially offensive, and I really expect him to bring like a special attacker, but it could bring obviously SD or something, which would be kind of sick. But we definitely have to prep for both of those things. I don't really expect him to bring Sudowoodo. Um, Probably will bring Slowbro because it's only fighting resist on his team. As you can see, obviously he has the Trevenant, but I don't expect that to come because I have a Talonflame, I have a Mamoswine. Doesn't make sense for him to bring that. And yeah, he has like everything on his team is weak to fighting, to be honest. Mega Houndoom, Excadrill, Snorlax, Kyurem, Sudowoodo, Lucario. Like, yes, Gardevoir is a resist, so is Yanmega, but those die to coverage moves anyway. And like Gardevoir doesn't like to switch into a close combat from my Hariyama, for example. So going into my team real quick. First one, as you can see, is my Garbodor. As I said, I want to bring Spikes and Stealth Rock, and want to set them up as early as possible. It will probably be my lead depending on if he brings Excadrill or not, because if he brings Excadrill, what's it called? He can Oko me with the Earthquake, and like if he brings Excadrill, it probably will be Mold Breaker to set up on my Mega Sableye. So like I want to like be good versus this lead. I might just need Mega Sableye versus this to like Will-O-Wisp it or Foul Play it, because Foul Play would be like 70% even if it's like a bulkier set. I'll just lead with another Mon on my team. I don't know, but if he doesn't bring extra, probably Garbodor will be my lead. Like if he doesn't bring like extra, or I might lead with my Stealth Rocker, which is my Mammoth, but definitely with a Hazard Setter, I guess, because I really want to get up rocks in his head, because rocks and spikes like really hurt his team. Like Kyurem, Yanmega, Houndoom all are weak to rocks, and nothing else enjoys spikes because he has no levitator besides Yanmega, and Yanmega obviously takes 50% from rocks. So first set that I bring is Custard Berry, Garbodor, Trevor, shout out to Sheer Force, a pile of trash just like Garbodor. So I bring Gunk Shot, Drain Punch, Spikes, Toxic. Enough speed that after weak armor boost, after I get hit by a poke after physical attack, I outspeed Max Speed Raikou, which is the fastest thing on his speed I can outspeed. On his team I can outspeed. Obviously same speed tier as Mega Houndoom, and yeah, I can like outspeed uninvested Kyurem and stuff like that anyway with this set. So like the 123 speed is a benchmark I want to hit with some stuff on my team, like just to speed creep Lucario, Kyurem if they are not invested that much. So that would kind of be cool, I guess. Um, might be enough speed to speed creep the Excadrill, because Excadrill might only want to speed uninvested Mew, to be honest, but probably will be jolly if it comes to outspeed my Mamoswine, but you never know, it might be enough to outspeed Excadrill and Revenge Shield with the Drain Punch. And after weak armor boost, I can just like take any hit from any mon on this team. Custard Berry is here to like revenge kill something. If I'm not in weak armor range, if I like decide to save at 20% HP, Garbodor for later and to like get a big hit off on something that doesn't expect the Custard Berry to come. Or maybe just a fire off a Toxic on a Slowbro or something. Or maybe even a faster mon like a Raikou that might want to like set up Carmine and substitute on me or anything like that. Like Custard Berry allows me to get a big hit off. Like Gunk Shot plus Drain Punch hit his entire team for neutral damage, and like will do a big chunk of damage to everything besides the Slowbro, obviously. Slowbro would take like 20% from Gunk Shot because Slowbro is an absolute monster. I have enough Spadef here to live any hit Scarf Cure wants to throw at me. I can live a Scarf Draco. I can live a Specs T-Bolt from Raikou. I can live a Fire Blast from Mega Houndoom. That's what the like EVs and HP and Spadef are for. I live a Bandit Return from Snorlax with the defense investment. And I think I live 2 Iron Heads with max HP and 2 defenses from Excadrill depending on the set. Definitely will go for spikes the first time I come in, regardless of what is in front of me, because I can deal with any form of like setup sweepers, sub SD stuff, or sub roost stuff in case of Kyurem or something like that, with some mons on my team, so I'm not too afraid of that. And yeah, Gunk Shot Drain Punch just for general coverage hits the entire team. Not that crazy of a set, but definitely cool with the weak armor, no aftermath to like get a like nice 25% off on something. I feel like the weak armor will come in handy to like outspeed Raikou and outspeed potential like Scarfers that don't that just want to speed creep my base 100s, for example. Maybe like an Excadrill or something, like Adamant Excadrill or Lucario, some bullshit like that. Next up, I have to bring Stealth Rock, and I bring my boy Zero Kelvin, my MVP from last season here, with the Life Orb, Mamoswine, my boy. Very interesting spread here. Max HP, max attack, obviously. Not a lot of speed because I don't feel like I have to speed creep anything at all. I don't want to speed tie with Gardevoir anyway, and like I don't want to like I don't expect him to bring Gardevoir because like Porygon 2 and Mew, which I have on my team, just wallet, same with Spadef Talonflame, which I brought a lot this season. So I don't think he will bring Gardevoir at all. HP plus Spadef allow me to like take hits from to take 2 Shadow Balls from Raikou, to take a hit from Kyurem unless it's Specs Draco, to take hits from Gardevoir, to live any hit from Yanmega, like a Life Orb Modest, Giga Drain cannot knock me out. I just will get up rocks versus everything besides Excadrill if it's like Bandit or something with the Iron Head. Besides that, nothing can really OHKO me, and I am guaranteed to get up rocks. Lucario can OHKO me with the Close Combat or Iron Tail, but if it's especially offensive variant, he probably cannot with the Flash Cannon or the Aura Sphere. Have to calc that again, but probably won't happen. Stealth Rocks obviously are here like to wear down his team. I contemplated putting Knockoff over there and put Stealth Rock on Mew, for example, but I like really lacked the move slot on Mew to do just that. So I have to bring rocks on my Mamoswine. Knockoff would have been helpful versus the Slowbro, but even then I cannot 2-KO it. If it's like more of a special defensive variant, I can 2-KO it with Earthquake. And after Stealth Rock and a Spike, Life Orb Earthquake 2-KOs Slowbro anyway. So, or it has like a 99.6% chance to KO. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So if I get up my rocks and one spike, I'm guaranteed to KO that thing. And that's actually his only switch into Mammoth Swine at all. Like, obviously Snorlax can take Ice Crashes, but it's too KO'd by Earthquake unless it's like Curse boosted or something. He has a lot of potential setup on his team. Like, he has Nasty Plot on Houndoom, SD Excadrill, Carmine Slowbro, Curse Snorlax, Carmine Raikou, Substitute Roost Kyurem, I guess, Lucario with Nasty Plot or Sword Stance, Gardevoir maybe, but probably not. And, like, obviously the speed boost on your Mega. So he has like a lot of potential to set up on me, and Ice Shard with the priority can pick a lot of stuff off. Like, if I get to weaken Houndoom like to 30%, Ice Shard actually has a chance to kill, even though it's resisted because Houndoom is frail as fuck. Raikou will take, like, I will definitely break the Raikou substitute with the Ice Shard regardless of how bulky it is. Obviously cannot break through Curse Snorlax, but I have like answers for that too. Yeah, Lucario obviously is a very good check to Mammoth One because it can revenge for me all the time, so I have to be careful about that thing. I guess it's the biggest threat to my team probably, but I have some checks to that thing as well. Yeah, Mammoth Swine again with a very simple spread. You can't go too crazily creative with this monster, but it's so good at what it does that it doesn't really matter. Like, he knows that I bring Life Orb, Element, Mammoth Swine, but what is he gonna do to it? Yeah, he's gonna switch into Slowbro, but if I weaken it, I can easily revenge kill it or put it in range for other attacks. So yeah, that doesn't really matter. Next mon I have is my Big Daddy V. Shout out to good old wrestler. He's dead by now, I think, but he lives on in my Hariyama, of course. Expert Belt, Sheer Force, Vortex. Very, very cool set. The speed is enough to actually outspeed, like, a Dradigon that wants to speed creep some stuff, like Porygon 2 in my part. You don't see Dradigon in here, but he actually, as I remember right now, he dropped Trevenant for Dradigon like a week before. I like prepped for Dradigon, not knowing that he has Trevenant, but he didn't bring Trevenant, so that doesn't really matter at all. Yeah, I just didn't like know that he had Trevenant, forgot about that, and prepped for Dradigon instead. Thankfully, didn't matter. I could have gone a little slower with my Hariyama, but that's basically, like, it doesn't really matter because I can't take any hit he wants to throw at me with the defense and HP investment here. I can take any hit from Specs Kyurem unless it's a Draco, and even then I have a chance to live. I can take a Thunderbolt from Specs Raikou. Obviously, I cannot take anything from the Gardevoir if it's Specs. If it's Scarf, I can take any one hit, which is really cool. Lucario cannot OHKO me, neither can Mega Houndoom, neither can Excadrill. Slowbro does like 40% with Psyshock if it's uninvested, so this thing it can take a lot of hits, so, and it's definitely my premier wall breaker in this game. Like, what's the switch into the combination of Close Combat and Thunder Punch? Yes, Trevenant, but he did bring Trevenant, obviously. Close Combat OHKOs Houndoom, Excadrill, Snorlax, Raikou, Kyurem, Sudowoodo, Lucario, and has a chance to 2-hit KO uninvested Gardevoir. Like, I can just spam Close Combat and get a kill. That's pretty crazy, and Gardevoir doesn't, like, after Stealth Rock and Spikes, it doesn't take the combination of Fake Out and Bullet Punch, which is actually crazy. Obviously, that's if he's uninvested. Thunder Punch 2-hit KOs Slowbro after Stealth Rock and 1 Spike. So that's really, really cool. With the Sheer Force, it does more than Knockoff would do, and obviously Knockoff would be weakened after I knock off his item first, and I couldn't 2-hit KO with the knockoff, so I put Thunder Punch on there because it also hits the Mega for super effective damage and just knocks it out. Fake Out Bullet Punch is just to get chip damage off if I have to put something in range for the Close Combat or the Thunder Punch, if he is, what's it called, a little HP invested on some stuff. So I can just like Fake Out a Bullet Punch and then hit big with Close Combat and Thunder Punch to knock something out. He's a very slow team, as you can see. This set has potential to outspeed Slowbro, Snorlax, Trevenant, obviously, and Dradigan, Sudowoodo, and yeah, that's it. But like a lot of, I outspeed like 4 or 5 mons, and I outspeed the monster that I have to break with it. I outspeed Snorlax and can just OHKO it with the close combat. I can outspeed Slowbro and 2KO it with the Thunder Punch if it doesn't burn me with the Scald. I would be surprised if it goes for Scald the first time I'm in, because Hariyama is known to run Guts most of the time. But after Kalki will probably know that I'm Expert Belt or like boosting item Sheer Force. He might think after like I hit him with one Thunder Punch, he might think that I'm Bandit, which would be really, really cool if I don't like reveal Fake Out or Bullet Punch earlier. And like then I could play from there. But he would probably know that I'm Sheer Force, and after like he calculated he will go for Scouts with his Slowbro. So I have to hope that I don't get burned, but I won't let that happen obviously. I will just like switch into one of my checks to Slowbro and try to wear it down. Slowbro actually is a big problem on the team. If I don't get a Toxic with Garbodor or my next Pokemon, I could be in a very bad position because they actually could wall my entire squad, so I have to be careful about that. But Hariyama here, my boy, definitely, I hope he will put in the work, like, put a lot of thought into this set. I contemplated like Belly Drum to like really wall break with like with like Agility Nasty Plot Mew, but I didn't feel like it was worth it, so I just decided to like go Expert Belt Sheer Force for most damage. The reason I don't go Life Orb is because I run Fake Out and Bullet Punch, and I don't want, as well as close combat, and I don't want to take like Life Orb damage to get put in range for a Curum's Dragon Pulse or a Specs Raiku's Thunderbolt. So I cannot allow this thing to take a lot of damage, because then I would just lose the game probably, if it comes down to Hariyama living a hit or not. And I don't want to risk it. That's why I run Expert Belt. And Expert Belt 2-hit KOs Slowbro as well after Stealth Rock and the Spike, so that's kinda cool. And he won't like get rid of spikes because I bring Mega Sableye, as you will see later. Next up I have my boy Seth Gecko here, the new addition to the squad, which I brought already last week versus J-Specs, which you didn't see, where it didn't hit the field. But I run like a very standard set, but with some adjustments, I guess. Eviolite obviously especially defensive to never be 2-hit KO'd by Raikou, Kyurem, or Mega Houndoom, or Gardevoir. So that's my main answer to his special attackers. I'm never 2-hit KO'd by I'm never OHKO'd by +2 Aura Sphere from modest Life Orb Lucario, I'm pretty sure. So I can even take that and hit back with the Hidden Power Fighting, which would do like 50 to 60% because I'm analytic, as you see. So that's kind of nice. I run Hidden Power Fighting and Tri-Attack over something like Shadow Ball to its Slowbro harder, because fighting coverage is just so good versus this team. You saw me bring Drain Punch on Garbodor. I contemplate Superpower even on Mamoswine. I bring Close Combat on Hariyama, and obviously I will bring fighting coverage on my Mew, which you will see later. Set is very simple, yes, because like it's my specially defensive wall. I have to run a lot of Spadef at HP to live two attacks from Kyurem and Raikou after rocks, so I can't go like more defensive, but it definitely will put in the work. I'm like never OHKO'd by any physical attack he wants to throw at me besides like Adam and Life Orb close combat from Lucario, and then I even have a chance to live, I think, from full. So there's that. I can recover up on a lot of stuff actually. I can recover up on Slowbro, on a Choice Scarf Excadrill, on Snorlax, on Raikou, on Kyurem obviously, on Trevenant, actually again, which he didn't bring. It was also checked to Druddigon, unless it's like an offensive Druddigon, I would have like warded as well. I can recover up on Gardevoir, hopefully it won't trick me, and obviously I wall Yanmega as well with the specially defensive set here. Toxic again is here to catch the Slowbro. I really have to try to Toxic it, or Toxic something else on his roster, but yeah, we will see about that, I guess. Very simple set again, but with the analytic and the hidden power fighting, I actually 2-hit KO everything that's weak to fighting. Houndoom, Excadrill are 2-hit KO'd. Snorlax obviously not, because Snorlax is just a specially defensive sponge, but obviously I have my physical wall breakers to beat down this monster. And if I can Toxic it and he's not, and he's thick fed, which I expect him to be because of Mamoswine and Talonflame, I expect him like not to run immunity or whatever it's called. that he cannot be toxic and bullshit like that. Yeah, Porygon 2 definitely will put in quite some work with his special attackers. I'm really afraid of the Kyurem, that's why I bring 2 special walls this week. The other one is my Mew, which we will see in a couple. But yeah, I don't want to lose to any of his special attackers, especially if he runs his spec set. Like Specs Kyurem hits hella hard, it does like 65% to Porygon 2, like it's just barely nodded to a KO also. After the drop, of course. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, that's Porygon 2 for you this week, and he will definitely come to more games. It's a really cool mon. Never used it before in the league, and it's really underrated because it can take so many hits, especially if your opponent doesn't bring like a fighting type or something. He's kind of screwed. Especially if you don't allow him to toxic Porygon 2. And with Mega Sableye on my roster, it's very hard to go for toxic on a hard read that I stay in or go into my Porygon 2. So yeah, definitely interesting to see if anyone does that. Next up, I have my Mega Sableye, and Sableye I brought it to I think every game this season, or maybe like 6 out of 7 games. With the like mostly the same set: Foul Play, Knockoff, Recover, Will-O-Wisp. And like, I would love to have a 5th move slot on it, because some attacks would be like so helpful versus team. Like, for example, versus this team, Taunt would like work so well versus like a Druddigon, which I could like catch before Mega Evolving. Obviously he doesn't have Druddigon. But versus Excadrill, I could hit it with the Taunt so that it cannot set up subs on me, or they could not set up rocks or something like that, and it would prevent Snorlax from what's called setting up curses and bullshit like that. But Foul Play, Knockoff, Recover, Will-O-Wisp is the set I bring this week, and I think it's the best set I can bring. This is my main check to Excadrill, and Excadrill actually could beat Sableye 1 versus 1 if I don't bring the Foul Play. If I'm like Knockoff, Recover, Will-O-Wisp, and then like Sucker Punch or something, like some weird move, he could potentially set up substitutes plus Sword Stances and just sweep my team. Because Knockoff doesn't break a sub on like perfectly invested Excadrill, so that would be kinda rough. Foul Play obviously does like 70% to any form of Excadrill, unless it's like completely bulky and like minus attack nature or something like that. But if Excadrill wants to, it can potentially set up on me. So I have to, like, once I Mega Evolve, I have to go for the Foul Play, making sure it doesn't sub up on me and SD up. So, and if he wants to SD up hard into my face, like without having a sub up, I will just OHKO with the Foul Play. So I probably won't reveal the Foul Play that early, trying to knock off items, recover up Will-O-Wisp stuff, just to make sure. I have a minus speed nature because I contemplated putting the 84 instead of Spadef into speed and like with an impish nature to outspeed Slowbro and Snorlax, but his team has some Trick Room potential, especially with Trevin now that I see it. But Trick Room Slowbro could actually be a problem. It's like an offensive variant. With Skull, Shadow Ball, Trick Room, and Psychic, for example, it could 2-hit KO most of my teams if I get like Porygon and Mew get weakened. So I want to be the slowest mon on the field that I can be, and that's why I have like only 22 speed in my Mega Sableye, just to make sure I don't lose to a Trick Room Slowbro. Because like if he runs Trick Room, he has to bring coverage for like with 3 attacks probably, so he hits everything on my team, and then he wouldn't have what's called the slack off to recover up on me. I could just like 4 KO with the knockoff or 3 KO before it like would kill me, and I could recover up potentially to stall or Trick Room turns. Will-O-Wisp obviously is here to get some burns off on Excadrill, on Snorlax, maybe on Slowbro to whittle it down. On Lucario if it's like a physical attacker, although I would probably go for a Foul Play or knockoff because it could potentially be Lumberry. Would help for to break Sudowoodo's sturdy if he breaks it. But actually it doesn't like do anything versus my team, so don't expect that. And would help versus Druddigon. Again, he has Trevenant on his team, but I thought it was Druddigon, so I brought that. The defense and HP vest allow me to take on everything Slowbro and Snorlax want to do versus me, and to take on every form of physically offensive Lucario. Plus 2 Ice Punches do not kill me, and he won't run Iron Tail, I'm pretty sure of that. won't run Iron Tail versus me because Ice Punch actually gives him the same and hits needs like close combat and sword stance obviously, and he needs E-speed to like beat my priority users, and he has to bring Ice Punch because otherwise Dragon Knight would just destroy him. So yeah, I can take on any form of Lucario, every physical offensive form of Lucario with this Sableye, and obviously every form of Snorlax and Excadrill. Knockoff and Foul Play will beat Curse Snorlax easily, especially with the Will-O-Wisp support, and Excadrill cannot beat me if I spam Foul Play versus it. So the best thing Excadrill can do is set up rocks versus me and maybe Toxic me with a more bulky set or more stally set, I guess. And of course, Excadrill provides the spin block support that I desperately need to keep up my rocks and my spikes. The last mon on my team is my Mew. Like, I brought some defensive Mews this season, which all put in the work. I brought some offensive Mews, Subcarmine, which all put in the work. But I'm like really a big fan of support Mew because it's so hard to beat down, so hard to kill with anything like an opponent could bring. And so I decided to bring especially defensive Mew this week just because I'm like kind of paranoid about the Kyurem and the Raikou, as well as like Yanmega, Special Lucario, Gardevoir. I want to have my checks for that, and Mew allows me to like beat those mons more easily and don't have so that I don't have to rely on Porygon 2 that much. I have Drain Punch obviously because fighting coverage is the best thing you can have versus this team. Roost and Will-O-Wisp, like Will-O-Wisp would shut down the physical attackers that could break through my Mew, like maybe Lucario with Shadow Claw or something, maybe Trevenant or Druddigon, maybe like Snorlax if it has Crunch and maybe Curse or something, and obviously Excadrill. Like if I Will-O-Wisp them, they are not a threat anymore. It was a mistake to bring, or it's a mistake to bring Drain Punch, I think, because Mew is one of my main switches to Slowbro. Because like I don't like to switch into Scars, and if I get burned, yes, I burn Slowbro as well, but then like Drain Punch wouldn't do a lot versus Snorlax or Lucario and would give them a chance to set up on me. That's why I have Raw here. Especially with support of Stealth Rock and Spikes, Raw could really come in handy. Like I could just stay in on everything, burn it, face around stuff, weaken it with the Spikes and Stealth Rock, and like just ram down that way. It's like a very good option in my opinion to like get rid of setup sweepers and like get some chip damage off. Like whenever Mew is in, I will either go for Will-O-Wisp probably or Raw. I don't think I will click Drain Punch that often, just because I have Roost for better recovery. But if I don't have up my rocks already or something, I can just like go for like Drain Punch or something. But besides that, I will probably spam Raw to get like chip damage off because Rocks and Spikes really hit his team very hard. Don't run any speeds on this thing because I cannot run any speed because I need the HP plus the Spadef to take on +2 Lucario, as well as Kyurem and Raikou with this set, as well as Mega Houndoom. Mega Houndoom cannot OHKO me with any attack he wants to go for, so I have to run a very special defensive set this week, which kind of sucks, but it's fine, I guess. Would love to run a little more speed, a little more physical defense, a little more attack to like ensure 2 chaos on some stuff with the Drain Punch, but I can't do anything with that, and yeah, so that's the set I have to bring basically. But overall, I think I built a very good team to like wear down his walls and then like have a chance to like not really sweep him with anything because like the only priorities I have are Ice Shot and Bullet Punch plus Fake Out, but like just wear him down, stall him a little out to a point where I can like just beat him with my wall core here. I'm not saying that I will toxic stall him or anything, but I will go for Tri Attack, for example. I will go for knockoffs, will go for foul plays. I don't want to like sit there all day and wait until Will-O-Wisp or Toxic like have worn down his walls and kill them. But obviously it's a more stally stally team, I guess. If I get in my Hariyama, I'll probably get a kill every time it comes in. But after like close combat drops and stuff, I have to switch out again. Mamoswine can get some kills depending on what he brings, and like even Gardevoir can put in some offensive work. So it's not like I bring full stall, but if I have to win the game, I will stall him out. Obviously, that's what you do as a Pokemon player. Especially now that I'm 4-2, I definitely want to win We cut down the season short to 10 weeks instead of 13 because Sun and Moon is about to drop in a couple weeks. So the playoffs of this league will start when Sun and Moon come out. So we'll probably have the finals 2 weeks after Sun and Moon come out, like in early December, which is better than like starting the playoffs in early December because 2 weeks after Sun and Moon are out, nobody wants to play Auras anymore, I guess. So we cut the season short, and if I win this week, I'm almost ensured a spot in playoffs at 5-2. 6-4 would definitely ensure me a spot, so I have to win like this. If I win this game, I have to win like 1 out of my last 3 to make the playoffs, which doesn't seem too difficult, I guess. Yeah, that's it for this week. Don't know when the battle goes up. When I record it, I'm about to leave for London, basically, like in like a couple hours. We'll be there from today to next Monday, so I probably will upload the battle afterwards when I come back. Some point next week. It's not recorded yet, so I have to like wait for that too. And yeah, so like I'm heading to London. I heard about that. Gonna watch the Midgets versus Rams game there. Nice American football stuff like that with some friends, having some beers or maybe some beers too many. But definitely gonna be a fun weekend for me. So catch you next week, I guess.